Centenarian tree stump. Manhole.
It's one of the ways into the city's sewer system. The Great Wave wrecked this place. Did the same thing happen down there?
If there's a great wave in the sewer, it's probably a lot grosser than the one that was up here, dude.
So, let's see.
You're not gonna... Oh.
Impossible. It's not that it's super heavy. It's that there's hardly any place to insert your fingers to lift this manhole cover.
Gonna need a pry bar.
Closed for public health reasons is written on this piece of wood nailed to the stump. Wait a minute. Health? With no A?
Hey, I can close something.
Judging from its girth, this giant must have lived for hundreds of years before someone got the bright idea of cutting it down. Now the stump is guarding the entrance to the park.
How do I get in? I guess I'm stumped.
Someone went to a lot of trouble to weld the front gate of the park shut. I'm afraid that access is totally and hopelessly blocked.
Oh, I wanted to kill my... No, I don't. That's not funny.
A bucolic fountain covered with ivy and moss. The park's desolation gives it an air of mystery from the side of the fence. In its day, it must have been home to a school of goldfish, which I suppose are now gradually decomposing inside it. It's rather disconcerting to see such a small building surrounded by such extreme security measures. Could this be the medical center people have been telling me about?
Judging by the mouse over, yes. Oh, and only big buildings get to be?
Strange. The soil here seems darker and less packed than the soil around it. In fact, the mud in this part of the ground is a bit damp and mushy. My fingers even leave marks in it when I touch it.
So the fountain is leaking?
You can smell these dead creatures from several yards away. I have no intention of picking up those rotten fish with my hands, to say nothing of putting them in my pocket.
Okay, you'll be hungry enough eventually. Alright, let's head back. I don't like this place. It's stinky and foul. Yeah, don't want to go that way. What do I have in my inventory? Rusty nails, and a plank, and a poster. Can I use the nails to pry up the sign? It might if it were one nail.
It's not that securely attached to the wall, but I need something stronger to tear this sign down.
Yeah. Let me see.
Use this here?
Are you asking me how you use a sign? Well, you're a dumb.
This plank...
Can I pick the lock?
I don't think I'd gain anything by using this here.
Evidently, I don't pick the lock. I'm not sure what they want me to do. I do know that I don't... Yeah, no, the nails aren't going to help me here. Will this just take me back to the Refugi camp? Bang, bang, yeah. That's just Camp Refugi again.
From time to time, the old man with the bolt cutters peers at the shadows, absolutely terrified. Those savages have become an even greater problem for these people than the Great Wave and its aftermath.
One thing I forgot.
Did we do it? Are we the guilty ones?
Aha.
A handful of tiny shards of brightly colored glass, the remains of the stained glass window on this side of the church, destroyed by the Great Wave.
Yes, and they're pick-upable.
The ruins of the temple, the lion above the flames. We still have time.
Alright. That'll get me in there. Let me try something. Can I dig with glass?
Good idea. I can try to remove the damp earth with these shards of glass.
That's what I thought.
I've managed to excavate a little bit, but these shards of glass are too small and blunt. Maybe I need something bigger that cuts better to make a decent hole.
Well, he referred to the sign as a plank.
The
I didn't think of it that way, but it is.
Through the gash. That is your sign.
Here we go.
Let's see. If I wedge one of the ends of the plank under the statue's pedestal, the other part will rest directly on the base of the toppled column.
Give me a lever and a place to stand, and I can move the world.
Voice, Lord. Send us a sign. We're waiting, Lord. Did we do it? Illuminate us. Send us a sign with your just and vengeful arm. Is this our fault? Listen! It's the fiery breath of God. The Lord has sent us his sign. And I was right. It is all our fault. We did it, and we have aroused his fury.
But what the hell's going on here?
Look! That's the sign! Forgive us, Lord. Forgive us. Repent, all ye sinners!
Sauron
it's the
is
atmospheric
pissed.
phenomenon I've been hearing so much about. That infernal sound coming from the crack in the sky. It's terrifying.
That is the sign! We did it! Forgive us, Lord! Forgive us! My children, God has spoken to us with his darkest voice. Haven't you heard him? That there's still time. All is not lost. We still have time. Salvation lies in the place where it all began, in the ruins, at the source. We must return to the ruins of the temple. We must return.
Must we now?
Must.
Sounds like he's fallen asleep.
Among all the fragments of the stained glass window scattered on the floor, there's one big piece of glass. Well, look at that. Next to this enormous hunk of glass, the colored glass shards I picked up earlier look ridiculous. I'd better get rid of them.
Alright.
A handful of parishioners scattered inside the church. I guess they're hoping that Reverend Blake will deliver one of his famous sermons.
Where did the Reverend go? Oh, there he is. He's sitting right there next to the old lady. Hello.
Hello. I heard your sermon and...
Yeah, God has shown us his sign. He has finally spoken to all of us.
No, I used
With
the
his
sign to topple.
thunderous voice,
Never mind.
he has revealed the unknown. We did it. It's all our fault. We did it. But there's still time. All is not lost. There's still time to avoid it. The head of the lion above the flames holds the key to everything.
What is it we did?
What is it we did?
What did we do?
Time is the will of God. It is his heart and his hammer. The centuries and the ages belong solely to him.
You would say that.
The celestial empire is a divine clock. Time rotates around God. Its hands are his angels and archangels.
That's kind of pretty,
Now
actually.
I see it all clearly. How could we have been so stupid? Our arrogance had enraged him.
Oh dear.
That's what we did.
This man is definitely crazy. Nothing he says makes any sense.
I beg you,
No,
leave my brother in
makes
peace.
sense.
He's very upset.
Tell me, what is it that we can still prevent?
The wrath of God, the destruction of man. There's still time. We did it, but we still have time. The key is in the ruins of the temple. We have to find the ruins of the temple. Look for the head of the lion above the flames.
Right.
Bring me the head of the lion above the flames while there's still time.
But this church is already in ruins. It hardly has any walls or a foundation left. You're already in the ruins of the temple.
No, you're mistaken. Bring me the head of the lion above the flames.
That's enough. Stop tormenting my brother. He's exhausted.
The head of the lion above the flames?
I'm not
That sounds
tormenting
absurd.
him.
It makes no sense. What signs are you referring to?
The dark angels of God clamor madly through the open wound that is bleeding the kingdom of heaven dry. Haven't you heard? They were speaking with a thunderous voice. God is furious.
Yeah, I heard. The bird is the word.
That is his sign.
I suppose in his delirium, the man has mistaken that strange sound coming from the gash in the sky left by the great wave as a sign from the heavens. He's definitely lost his mind.
Please be so kind as to leave us in peace. Can't you see that my brother is very agitated?
I'm not trying to be offensive here. I'm really not, but he's not.
I think it's best that I leave you in peace.
He's not that.
Yes.
It-
Leave my brother in peace.
There's still time. There's still time. Bring me the head of the lion above the flames.
I'm not insulting any religion in particular, but he sounds, very sure of what he's saying, just like every religious whatnot I've ever known. Alright, I got a bigger digging chunk. My digging shard.
I'll do this very carefully, so that the glass doesn't break in two.
Yes, you do not want your glass in twain.
Perfect. The hole I've dug is big enough to get to the other side of the fence.
I don't know if I want to go into this park. It's gonna be all gross. I already know he won't pick up the fish.
Southside Park.
Southside.
Would you believe it? This must be the famous suicide park I've been hearing so much about. Huh. The pun is as witty as it is macabre.
No, ironically, Suicide Park's on the north side. This is Kill Yourself Park. The difference is all semantic. Ugh. Oh.
Good God. There are dozens, hundreds of corpses hanging from the branches.
Ugh, centipede.
What could have drawn all these people here? What kind of pain?
The world
What kind of
ending?
desperation brought them here? These are the corpses of ordinary people who were living their ordinary lives in their ordinary little worlds up to a very short time ago.
By the decay,
Could
I
any
would
of them
say
have
was
imagined meeting an end like this back
not
then?
that short.
Forgotten and nameless, swaying in the breeze like marionettes. And all those savages in uniforms did was close the park. They didn't even bother to cut their bodies down from the trees. I'm afraid that tonight there are too many dark stars to count in
Bullcrap.
Suicide Park.
Bullcrap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Too many to count.
Although the crows have already done a thorough job on him, from what's left, I'd say that the corpse belongs to a young man, barely of legal age. One of the many dark stars in the park.
Well, he's legal. You know what that means. Okay, oh, that's a horrible joke.
That strikes me as disrespectful, and I don't think it would do anything for me.
I've already made a Logan Paul joke. I'm not going to make another one.
An iron crowbar buried like a stake. Right now, the other
steak.
end is around the neck of a corpse.
Yoink. Okay, I'm going to call it bullcrap. If it was that easy to pull out, it would have been yanked out when he hung himself.
A rotting bench overlooking purgatory. It looks like the kid who hanged himself from this tree climbed up on this and then jumped with the rope around his neck.
I really hate this place. Oh, man.
Wait a minute. That guy is... the suicide victim who was hanging from this tree.
Oh,
No,
God.
don't do it, please.
You're seeing flashes
No!
of things.
Good God. I saw him hang himself.
We've got the dissolving. We've got the dissolving.
This vegetation is so dense that all you can see are some flattened metal posts in there.
'Cause
There's
remember
no
they get
doubt that
visions?
nature has taken over this corner of the city. So much so that I'm afraid that this is the end of my little stroll. The trees and bushes are so close together here that I can hardly push the branches to one side with my hands. The thorns in these bushes are jabbing into me like metal spikes. I'm not going to be able to open up a path this way.
Alright, I'm going to call it here. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, or subscribe. Or not. I'm not the boss of you. Good night. Okay, we are back. Let's get the hell out of this horrible place. Ugh. Morbid. Wait a minute.
The crowbar fits perfectly into the hole in the manhole cover.
One more thing I want to try. Yep, still have my crowbar.
Maybe with the help of the crowbar, I can get the subway sign off the wall. Damn it! I've managed to tear it down, but the subway sign is broken in two.
Oh, man. I done busted it. Anyway, good to be back. Well, good to be back with you people, not good to be back in this horrible place. Can I... Is this crowbar the answer to all
I agree that violence is sometimes the shortest path between 2 points, but considering how heavy this padlock and the chain are, I'm not sure that brute force is going to help me open this door.
Alright. One thing strikes my memory.
It's the charred remains of a tree trunk, fighting to keep from being devoured by the enormous hole in the ground. For the moment, it's holding its own. It seems firmly rooted in the soil. It looks like there are some chiseled stone structures sticking out of the water. What are they? The remains of columns, perhaps? And what are they doing sunk here in the middle of nowhere? It seems like a small fragment of one of them is loose. I could tie the rope there, but what for? As dead as that tree is, it still looks strong enough to tie the rope to.
Well, no matter how dead it is, it's strong enough to tie a rope to, unless it's like crumbling. Just will it support weight is the issue.
I can't reach it from here. Maybe I should find a way to get to the bottom of this enormous hole first. Before I go down, I'll leave the heavy stuff here, in case the rope doesn't support my weight.
Whoa, heavy.
Underneath the surface, there must be many more of these stone things I see sticking out of the water. No doubt they're the remains of a structure that sank here. It seems like a small fragment of one of them is loose.
Yes? You said this? I got a fragment.
A small piece of sculpted marble. It's the head of an animal above what looks like flames, or an open fire. Could it be a lion's head?
Yes. What did I leave behind, anyway? Crowbar. Wait, what? Oh, that's the broken metal sign. Alright. Oh, the nails were what you consider too heavy? Jeez. Alright. I can come and go as I please. Doodly-doo-dee-doo.
Time has left these hinges bent and rusted. There's no way I'm going to be able to break open this door with my bare hands.
Good thing we've got an omni-useful crowbar.
Okay, let's see if I can open this.
Seriously, getting this many uses out of something in an adventure game is almost unheard of.
Got it. Let's see. I'm sure that if I tug on it a little... Good. The upholstery came off along with one of the elastic bands that was holding it to the seat.
Alright. Whoops. This again.
Oh no. Here comes that sensation again. It's like floating in a dense liquid, while everything around...
Yes, thank you. We've heard that before. Thank you.
God, I think I'm starting to lose my mind.
No, mad God. Didn't you hear the priest? Honestly. Also, can I use that crowbar on the window?
That would be one way of getting into the house. But the noise of breaking glass would alert the soldiers posted nearby. I'd rather not think about what those savages would do to this old man. And me.
Well...
This quilted fabric fits the size of the window perfectly.
Yeah, muffling. There's my bar of crows.
Okay, let's try this. And let's cross our fingers that the seat cover absorbs the noise of the breaking glass. If the soldiers next door find me, they'll blow my head off without bothering to ask questions.
You've done it. Thank you. Thank you. I'm safe now. God bless you, stranger. You saved my life.
Take care of yourself, old man. And I don't have to tell you, don't open the door to strangers.
He teleported. Hey. Dull bolt cutters. Just what I always needed. Now let's give this man his lion above the flames. Because I ain't lying. I'm curious to hear what he'll say.
The head of the lion above the flames. I think this must be yours.
The head of the lion. The head of the lion above the flame.
I did just say that.
The ruins of the temple still exist. Salvation is still possible. We can prevent it. We can still prevent it. Don't you understand? The annihilation of time. The wrath of God for our arrogance. There's still time. I have to return to the ruins of the temple. I have to go back to the ruins of the temple.
Wait a minute!
Whew. There's no question in my mind, this man is a complete lunatic.
But he dropped his stick.
She meditates in silence, resigned and exhausted. Considering the mental state of Reverend Blake, I guess it falls to her to take care of him night and day.
I thought they said Reverend Blake was charismatic.
Reverend Blake's cross, a stick with a very, very striking shape. So, let's see. I just made a primitive homemade slingshot.
Yeah, anytime you get a forked stick in a adventure game, there's at least a 75% chance it's used to make a slingshot. And I know somebody who needs one very badly.
A pool of blood mixed with mud marks the spot where that man, the mole, was shot. It gives me the chills. They may be able to kill with impunity, but it's still the scene of a crime.
Not really a crime. I mean, they're horrible people, but it was their job. As their soldiers, they're the authority around here, and it's their job to deal with people who try to interrupt what they're doing. So, yeah. It was horrible, but I don't know if it's a crime. She did tell us not to come back till we got the meth? Morphine. Ugh, been watching too much Breaking Bad. Did you hear about what happened because of Breaking Bad? A lot of people who, meth is dangerous enough anyway, but a lot of people were making blue meth because of the show, and the people that smoked it died even faster because of the, they were inhaling burning dyes that weren't intended for being smoked.
Hello, Michael.
Hi, kids.
We got Mom out of the house. Now what about that reward?
Yes. I think I have something you might like. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. They're just kids. And this could get them into trouble. I know perfectly well what they're going to use it for, but their aim is amazing. And a little commotion on the camp fence could be a good thing for everyone. Besides, they want to do something for their father. And those pigs at the gate deserve a surprise.
What is it, Michael? Tell us, what is it?
I know it's something you're really going to like. Here you go. It's a slingshot.
It's a slingshot.
Thank you, Michael. With this, we'll be able to hit the watchtowers.
Come on, let's try it.
That'll teach you, pigs.
Fall. Oh, hell yeah.
All units in Sector 12, report immediately to the North Watchtower. I repeat, report immediately to the North Watchtower.
What's going on?
I don't know. It must be something serious. Come on, let's go.
You hit him.
Haha, yes.
So what do we do now?
I don't know. We've got to get out of here. Quickly, run!
Just go inside and play innocent.
Ooh, I better take this with me.
Those kids are now killers. Alright, hey. Nobody's guarding the fancy motorcycle. I bet it doesn't have keys, but hey.
Oh, shit. The key's not in the ignition. One of the soldiers on sentry duty must have it.
Called it.
Anyway, I should have figured as much.
Oh, it feels so good to play a game where I'm not dying every 5-10 minutes. Wait, what? Rubber gloves? Oh, they're the heavy-duty kind, like for gardening.
Oh, anyway.
For gardening. Gardening. Subway, eat fresh. Yeah, I know, I said it before, don't care. I will check out the sewers eventually when I run out of other ideas, because I don't want to go down there. It smells like poo gas. Alright. Bolt cutters might
Let's see what's on the other side of this hedge.
Hegemony.
No! Please! These visions! My head!
You won't get any of his things. I won't allow it. Do you hear me?
Michael, is that you? Thank God we found you. It's me, Chris. Don't you recognize me? But there is a solution, Michael. All is not lost. There is still a possibility of salvation for us. For each and every one of us.
Oh, good.
You have to stop this, Michael. You have to quit.
I can't do it!
It's destroying us, don't you see? It's killing us.
It's that demon inside me! I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
These visions are getting more intense all the time. The pain is unbearable.
So we were an
Who's
alcoholic.
Chris? Salvation is still possible, he said. Could that be true? And once again, that female voice has been haunting me since I woke up. Who is she? Why was she so distressed? What the hell happened to us? Or is going to happen to us?
Scribbly. Ooh. Electrified fence plus rubber gloves. Hell yeah.